Hello everybody, it's Princess Sandra. And Fat Steve's often telling you about some of his life stories, and he never seems to mention me. I get left out of them all. So everybody's out today. I got a bit of sherry. Pop that little bit in there. Let's get the bottle out of the way so it doesn't ruin the shot. So I'm sat here with Darth Vader, and the Three Wise Monkeys, Chucky, and Abby Shuto, and Hermione, and Britney Spears.
Sandy, you must start anew. Don't you know what you must do? Hold your head high, take a deep breath and sigh. Come on, Sandy! Goodbye to Sandra,
Hi everybody, it's Outtakes and Bobby!
And I'm Fat Steve. And I'm the star of the show, Princess Sandra. And together we're Spiceheads-Media. I think a lot of you would be rather interested. So, because I'm from Bolton, like Steve, and we were very close in our family, and I used to stay at his house quite often, and there was a few bumps in the night, you know, with swapping rooms and things, because Steve would wake up and I'd normally be rather close to him in the bed, and somebody's just come in now and set one of the alarms off. Anyway, we'll try and drive through that, because this is about take 4. Anyway, I was born in Bolton in 1960 at the age of about 3. Yes, I was born about 3 years old, and I was able to play the spoons. I developed rather quickly, and I put lots and lots of weight on. I got rather fat. I mean, they used to call me Fat Sandra, but I'm Princess Sandra now, so I'm not fat anymore. I don't think, anyway. You might think I'm fat, but I'm not. So, I went to Lever Bridge School on Ratcliffe Road in Bolton, and just further along that road was a man called Fred Dibner that was building a steam engine, and me and Steve used to go down into his back garden and help him with the work of the steam engine. And that was his first engine. I think it was called Allison, if I remember, because I always loved that name. I mean, I always loved Steve, but the name Allison was rather special to me, and I had a friend at school who I changed her name to Allison, but I don't think she knew. Anyway, I was there when you've heard in some of Steve's stories that the Chadwick boys got washed away in the River Irwell at the side of the school. And a year to the day, I found out after, when Steve had been with his first wife, the elder Chadwick boy had been run over outside the school a year to the day. So our childhood was quite good. When Steve was 11, he moved to Blackpool and started at Montgomery High School, and I went to a different school in Bolton, and they used to pick me up in a yellow van every morning, and they had to sign, Mum had to sign a book to say that I was in their custody for the day. So I got took in a van to the school. It was a rather, well, they told me it was a special school, but it was special to me. And I enjoyed doing the things that the other little girls did. It was quite fun. I went through my life, got to my early teens. The weight was terrible. I tried lots and lots of different diets, and none of them seemed to work for me. It was quite depressing. All my friends were skinny and fit, and I loved most of them. But I was this little fat dumpling that never got the boys when they did. And my closest friend, we would spend time together in my room, and she'd be with this boy, and they'd be on the bed for a while, and I'd be doing a jigsaw puzzle or something, and then the next minute they'd be in the bed making very, very funny noises, and it took me a long time to work out what they was doing. So I was married at 18 to a nice man. Strangely enough, he was called Steve, but not this Steve. And we lived out in the country. We had a nice time. And after a few years, I started having an affair with my next door neighbours. He was very nice. He was called Ken. And my wife caught me out, but she was very forgiving, and she accepted it. And I've just realised that sherry's gone right to my head. We'll have to start that again. So, cut and action. Hello everybody, it's Princess Sandra. So I've told you a little bit about my life as a little girl, and I got to the bit where I got married to a nice woman. But I'm a woman. Yeah, anyway, Sandra, let me just get into Sandra mood. Hello everybody. So, Sandra, I got married to this lovely man called Steve, as I told you, and I started having an affair with my next door neighbour, who was not Ken, it was Barbie. So, and I was also having an affair with Ken. So I had two men in my life. I had my husband Steve and Ken, and we used to do some strange things in the house that we lived. We lived next door to each other, and when Ken's wife was at work, he would come round, and it all started the night my gave birth to my first child, and I came out the next day. I was a bit depressed. It was my second child, actually. I'm trying to tell one of Steve's stories as Sandra. Can you try and work that out in your head, how hard that is? Anyway, hey, so I was having an affair with Ken next door, and Barbie knew, and we used to have threesomes, and sometimes with my husband we had foursomes, and it was all very, very jolly. I had a very active, crazy life, and You've seen when Dawn goes to Manchester, they pass the Britannia Hotel and they stay in the Portland, or the Ibis as it's been called. So back in the day, my husband used to pay, I got it right then, for what was called the Royal Suite at the Britannia Hotel. And I'd go there with my husband and my boyfriend, and we'd have lots of fun in the Royal Suite, which had several lounges and a big 7-foot square bed. It was £100 a night on Saturday, because Saturday were very quiet. Back in them days, the Britannia, I don't know if it was owned by Britannia then, I'm not sure, but Saturdays were very quiet because through the week the hotel was full of pilots and cabin crew most of the time, so it was more expensive. So I think it was about my 30th birthday, and I'm in the Royal Suite with Ken and my husband Steve, and we're having fun with some squirty cream and strawberries, and wonderful fun. And we got out onto the edge of the bed, and we was inserting these strawberries and having fun, and I think 6 went in and only 5 came out, and we never did find that strawberry. Anyway, it was my birthday. I was having a lovely time with these 2 virile young men that were looking after me very, very well. I need another drink now. I've not slipped into Steve yet, have I? I'm doing well now. Right, we'll keep going. So there's a knock at the door, which I found rather odd. My wife said, "You're the birthday girl." My husband said, "You're the birthday girl, so you go and get the door." Because it had a doorbell, because it was a rather large suite. And I opened this door, and there was a big, tall, fit, muscular black man, probably an African, in a little leotard, but with a fur coat. And I looked, and he looked at me and he said, "Sandra?" I said, "Yes." And he took the fur coat off and dropped it, and his thing was like bulging. And I turned round, and the 2 boys were laughing at me, and this was my birthday present. This lovely, tall, fit, young man. But I was a man, it was a woman really. Anyway, we started to have fun. The amphetamine came out, as it would in them days, and we're all raving our tits off, hopping around the room, having a lovely, lovely time. And it was probably about 2 o'clock in the morning, and my husband was sore, a bit of thrush or something, I think. My boyfriend was bleeding, and I was still there, raring to go. I was jumping up on the bed, up and down, and this guy they'd bought for my birthday present, he was saying, look, if I stay any longer, I want more money. So the boys were arguing with him about the money, and I jumped up and down on the bed. I've won. And then I felt rather tired, and the amphetamine was wearing off and mixing with the alcohol, and I eventually just fell into a deep, tranquil sleep. So that's a strange night for you. Now, remembering other things, I went to university, and I went to Oxbridge, of course, and I think it was, I can't remember if it was Oxford or Cambridge, right? One's left wing, I think, and one's right wing, and I can't remember what my politics were in those days. But I was there for 3 years, in the lab, in the laboratory, pickled in a jar, and they used to take me out now and again, and they'd all cut a little piece off me and analyse it and study it. So that was an exciting time in my life. I went to work with Steve's father, my uncle, at the bed shop, the furniture shop, that in George Street, Blackpool. That was very nice. And I tested lots and lots of beds out there. It was rather an exciting job, because I had a key, of course, so I could sneak people in early morning and late at night, and we could have lots of fun, because we could get the handcuffs out and handcuff this guy to this bed and ride him like a stallion. So most of you see Sandra as a quiet, shy girl who likes doing a bit of cookery and things, but really I'm just as bad and just as mad, and I've had just the same sort of wild life as Steve. As I got older, I got married again a few times. I had a couple of children who are grown up now and don't speak to me for some reason. I think it's to do with transphobia, intersex. I don't know. I don't think they agree with me being a beautiful young woman that looks and sounds like a man sometimes. So that sometimes causes a bit of problems. So I don't know how long I've been going. I can't tell you too much more about that mad life, because I was in a coma for 10 years when I overdosed, and they woke me up and everything was wrong. The people around me I didn't know. I didn't know my husband. I didn't know my new partner. Very, very strange. Took me a long time to work out. My children had grown up, and I was just deserted in life. Nobody wanted me except Cousin Steve. I could go and see Cousin Steve, and he looked after me, and he kept me warm when I was cold, and we won't talk about that. And now I'm a bit older. I've quieted down a lot now, because I can't get an erection anymore. Oh no, hang on, let's get. Anyway, just scrub that, cut and action. Yes, I've changed quite a lot as I've got older. A lot more stuff dribbles out of me now, and I have to wear all sorts of strange, weird sanitary products to stop them. I mean, we're talking about both ends. I hope none of you have that when you're 65. It's quite terrible. So I spent many years mentoring with addicts like Steve, whereas Steve considers them all to be alcoholics, addicts and tramps. I feel sorry for them. I like to get them a sandwich and get them a cup of tea. Sometimes I give them a tenner, but they just run off and buy heroin with it, which is not good, because if they OD'd or something, that would be my fault, wouldn't it? Well, I might add a bit more to this, I don't know. I think it's too short, But as I've tried to explain, there's so much I can't tell about Sandra's life, Steve's life, without it affecting on other people that I care for dearly and are still alive. I've done the best I can.
Mon Capitaine, here is your reminder. Check universal credit. Mon Capitaine, here is your reminder. Check universal credit.
Oh, there's a notification there for Fat Steve to check his universal credit. I don't, gosh, I don't claim it, of course, because I've inherited £16 million a few years ago from a very close friend, but we can't, I've done it now, I've said it. They're still looking for that money, I think. This is how I can afford such lovely dresses and afford to pay for Steve to keep going on holiday with her. I've not mentioned her up to now. Good gosh, she ruined my life. I was well in. I was well in. Steve even used to cook my breakfast sometimes. Anyway, for now I'm going to leave you all there. I'm going to light another fag and have another swig of sherry. And I'll have to light the right end. I've not got as drunk as I do normally because I'm trying to keep this as straight as I can. I've not done very well, but I love you all. And so from Sandra, Princess Sandra, this is my 2026, is that what it is? 2026 message to you all. So, as they say in Monty Python Meaning of Life, try and read a good book every day. Don't eat too much fat, which Steve doesn't agree with, because he's ketogenic and carnivore. I might try that diet that he has, and I don't think it'll help with me somehow. So, for now it's Princess Sandra in the Doll's studio with Darth Vader, one of them white people, Chucky, Hermione Granger, who's that? I always forget her name, Britney Spears, and right up at the back there is Abby Shuto. I like Abby, I might put her in bed later. So I'm going to leave you all there. So it's a Happy New Year from Princess Sandra. If you want to see a little bit more of my life stories, just let us know. And I'll try and do something again when Steve and Bobby are out. So for now, everybody, I hope I've still got Fat Steve's cough. I hope you've all, I'm crying with coughing. I hope you've all had a lovely Christmas, and I hope you've just had a Happy New Year. So keep safe, everybody. Stay off the demon drink. Stay off the crack. Stay off the smack. Stay off the spice. Even stay off the weed. Now Steve always says that, and everybody challenges him, and he gets lots of people can say, oh, weed's okay. I've smoked it for years and got my children to school every day. Fucking idiots. It might be less harmful than alcohol and tobacco, but it funds criminal drug gangs and terrorism. Whereas alcohol and tobacco funds the NHS, the police, everything. So for now, Happy New Year, everybody. From Princess Sandra, keep safe and look after yourselves, folks. I'll do that little bit at the end. Ooh, 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 ooh. Bye, everybody. Three, two, one, and action. Hello, everybody. It's Princess Sandra, and Steve keeps telling you about his life stories, and he never mentions me. And we grew up together in Bolton, and as it's 2026, I thought I'd better go and get a microphone so that you can hear me properly. I'll be back in a minute. Fucking silly, fucking stupid, useless, old twat. Oh, for fuck's sake, Darth Vader. You're gonna end up in the fucking dark side, you are. What's wrong with cardigan? I don't know.
Look at me, there has to be something more than
Hello, everybody.
what they
It's Princess
see.
Sandra.
Wholesome and pure, oh so scared and unsure. A poor man's Android.
Oh, Steve's always telling you some of his life stories and the events of his life, and
Aren't you happy?
he never mentions me.
I think I
And
know where I could be.
we were
Would
both
you help me?
from Bolton,
course.
Can I come over to your place?
and
Sure, come on.
let's try again.
You must start anew. Don't you know what you must do? Hold your head high, take a deep breath and sigh.
For fuck's sake.
Goodbye to Sandra D.
3, 2, 1, and action.
Hi everybody, it's Outtakes and Bobby!
And I'm Fat Steve. And I'm the star of the show, Princess Sandra. And together,
we
we're
are
Spiceheads-Media.